Voice AI is only just beginning, and most business owners have no idea what's coming. This isn't some passing tech trend or another ChatGPT gimmick. It's a shift that will quietly redefine how businesses operate, and those who ignore it now risk getting left behind. In this video, I'll break down the core voice AI concepts every business owner needs to understand clearly and simply. You'll learn how voice AI agents actually work, the key differences between generic and truly intelligent AI, and why plugging these agents into your existing tools unlocks their real potential. And by the end of it, a simple diagram like this will be everything you need to know in order to explain voice AI to anyone. Understanding how tech actually works is key if you want to grasp both its potential and its limits. Because this is such a new and fast-moving space, there's still very little clear information out there. I had to spend a lot of time experimenting and connecting the dots myself to really understand how it all works. So to save you that hassle, I've put together a simple diagram that clearly explains how voice AI agents works at its most basic level. The process starts here, where the customer speaks. The system instantly takes this audio and transcribes the voice into a text format. For this, I like to use the tool DeepGram. As for my testing, they currently provide the most accurate and quickest speech-to-text models as of filming. Now, it's important that it's captured in text format, as this is how current ChatGPT-brained agents process information. So taking this text, it generates a smart response based on some of the prompts we've given it. Now, I'll explain a lot more how that works in the next part of this video, so don't worry, we'll get there. So once the perfect response is created, this text needs to be read back to the caller. This is done using ElevenLabs, which gives the AI agent the natural voice we hear. Now, you may be looking at all this and thinking, God, looks like it could cause a lot of delays and take a long time to get a response. Yet despite all these steps, this still happens under 1 second, meaning the caller isn't aimlessly waiting for an answer at the other end. And what I like about this is that it's actually able to find an accurate answer immediately, rather than the current system where if I was to call up a text hotline number, I could be on the phone for hours whilst they're looking up how to answer my unique problem. So I mentioned how our agent needs a prompt. And it's this that distinguishes an AI agent from just a standard ChatGPT conversation that you might already be familiar with. What is a prompted agent then? Think of a prompted agent as an employee with a detailed manual. The prompt acts like a script or set of guidelines telling the agent how to answer, what tone to use, what topics are off limit, and how to behave in any situation. To best show this, I've put together 2 examples for you of how a prompted agent is able to handle expected and unexpected conversations. So here you can see I've created a very simple prompt, which includes telling the agent its role, a booking agent, the context of the call, the task at hand, and some other useful information. So in this example, we have a booking agent working as a call receptionist. So when I ask the question, how can I help book an appointment? It checks its prompt and gives the relevant response, seen here. If you want more information about what makes the perfect prompt, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a video of spilling the tea. If we were next in a situation where the same agent handles a question completely out of context, it'll be prompted to behave how we've configured it rather than praying that it doesn't go off topic, making false promises. And if you're familiar with talking with ChatGPT as I am, it has a reputation for doing just that. In this example we can see here, if you were to ask for a refund for a burger, it knows exactly how to handle it, not just by winging it. It looks at the guidelines that we've given it. It knows that its role as a booking agent, as you can see here, which doesn't quite line up with giving a refund for a burger. Now, the context is still true, but the task of helping clients to book an appointment is still not the case. So therefore, we'll be relying on some of the other prompts, such as examples of how to handle this situation. That means now the AI agent knows what to say. And instead of actually saying, oh yeah, sure, let me give you a refund for your burger, we've told it to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can only help with bookings, but I can get you in contact with someone who can help. And therefore we can have a process where it handles unexpected situations and takes the caller back to where we want them to go. So if that isn't enough to convince you already the importance of prompting, here are some of the benefits broken down. So we have more controlled interaction. So we're not going to get any wild off-brand answers that could harm your reputation. We get improved security and privacy. So we're not going to have any accidental leaks. And we completely limit all the information that is shared, and it's not using anything else beside that. No false promises based off what it finds off the internet. And it's a lot more efficient and accurate, which means we get a lot more faster responses, and the replies are actually more focused on the task at hand, not just pleasing everyone. We also make it more personalized, so we can get the tone right for your brand and more unique to you rather than a general ChatGPT is. Another benefit is the better conversation flow, so we can have it go down a more natural way of answering, take them on the journey we want to take them on, and just sound a little bit less robotic and random. And obviously, the last benefit, it requires a lot less management over. It's a kind of set it and forget it kind of system. It requires a lot less managing over and no babysitting because you know what it's going to be talking about, so you don't have to constantly check over it and make sure it's not behaving unexpectedly. Now that we have ourselves a prompted AI voice agent, you may be asking about what it can do beside answering simple questions. And this is where we get into tools, otherwise known as functions. This is what can have the potential of making AI agents multiple times more powerful when it connects to your business tools. Now your agents can book calls, find contacts in your CRM, send emails or WhatsApp messages, and create documents and way more. So this isn't just answering questions, it's about getting real work done on autopilot. And the benefits of tools is that the AI agent can be prompted to trigger different tools as and when they're needed. Anything from looking up a client's details during the call or emailing them relevant information when they end the call. The great thing about this is that it's another automation that takes seconds and allows AI agents to handle more calls and spend less downtime between them, which existing call centers and staff members have to take into account. But it doesn't stop there. Here is where it gets next level. With platforms like N8N, you can create workflows as complex as you need. And since it's a tool, these can run whole chain of tasks mid-conversation, such as looking up if the caller is already registered with us, checking the status of their order, and then sending an email with their full order details to them mid-call, all completely customized by ourselves. But we'll not get too worried about this now. This is something more advanced that a lot of people want to go into later. So it's important to understand the future of voice AI to get an idea where it's heading so we can start planning for it. So looking back at our current diagram we started this video with, soon you won't need to transcribe voice to text at all. Agents will understand and respond directly to raw voice input. What this means is that it will provide some more obvious benefits like lowering costs and even less latency, but crucially, it will allow agents to have a better detection of emotion and tone. For example, at the moment, sarcasm. Right now, most AI misses it, and soon your agent will know when a customer is joking, angry, or even being passive-aggressive, so it can respond naturally and not like a robot. So now you understand a bit how it works. What do you actually need to know in order to run this? So here's the 3 key areas that are crucial to master. Prompting, which is the brain and the behavior, then VAPI/retail, which are used for the voice infrastructure, and then the automations part, N8N, Zapier, Make.com, all the actual business logic. So to begin with, understanding prompting. As a recap, this controls the agent's knowledge, tone, and some of the guardrails. So good prompting means you get safe, useful, on-brand type of responses. There are best practices worth learning in prompting that ensures the agent behaves as natural and reliable as possible. If you don't get this right, your agent could give false information, behave more like a robot, or even leave the caller more lost than helped. Now moving on to VAPI/retail, these are the beating hearts of the agent. They are what allow the agent to talk and listen, route calls instantly, and connect the agent to various external tools. Therefore, if this breaks, nothing else works. So it's important to get this bit right. And lastly, the automations. I recommend understanding the capabilities and the power of automations, as this is where the magic happens. Integrating with your tools, automating real processes, and eliminating manual work. This is the separator which takes a voice agent and 10x's its output. So look, if this sounds a bit overwhelming, that's because the reality is that it is for most business owners. And it's this barrier to entry is what separates the top 1% of businesses from the rest of the competition. And that's why I'll be breaking down every part of this tech with 3 real-world examples in upcoming videos, so you can spot opportunities and avoid disaster. But if you're serious about AI and want your business ahead of the pack now, not 6 months from now, I've left a link below that you might find helpful. If you don't want your business falling behind the competition, You want to act now. The choice is yours.
Hey, Future Harry here. I just realized I forgot to mention that I got a free resource down in the pinned comments down below. It's just a PDF covering everything that I mentioned in today's video that might be useful for you, including the diagram that was in there so that you can use it wherever you need it, helps to explain it to anyone asking. Yeah, all there for you, completely free. See the pinned comment down below for the link.